Okay. Concussions are a little iffy. We don't know how long Stuart Skinner may or may not be hurt for. And that is always a little bit touch and go. Call me crazy, but I would give Rodrigue 5, maybe even 6 of the last 8 games. Just to see what we have, just to give Pickard the rest in case. Even if it costs you home ice advantage, so be it. I don't think that happens anyways. But, what if you catch lightning in a bottle? What if you catch lightning in a bottle? What if he's just one of those guys? It's right time. Nobody has a lot of scouting on him. Michael?
Cam Ward, 2006.
Exactly. Yeah, it's happened to us.
Yeah, fair. 5, absolutely. 6, I think, depends on where the Oilers are in the standings. But I'm just going to go with crazy because I think he'll play maybe 3, maybe 4. It's just too big of a stretch right now if the Oilers want home game advantage. And Pickard played 3 in a row, and I think he did just fine. In fact, he looked really solid against Vegas. Like the way he was going out against the puck and all of those things, I think they'll want to ride that and see what we got with Pickard, right? Because he might be our guy going into the first round. So, I think 3 or 4 games. So crazy.
Follow-up question, Michael, and I'll each give this to you. Which goalie do you start against San Jose and which goalie do you start against Los Angeles?
I would start Rodrigue against San Jose, given the fact that Pickard just played 3. Give the big game to Pickard against LA.
Okay, I would disagree there, I think, and it's a crazy take, and I know that too, and all of this is probably a crazy take because he's not going to play 6 games. But I see merit in starting Rodrigue against LA instead. I don't know if you're not going to start Pickard against both because I don't think you want to run him up 5 times in a row. But if you lose to LA and Rodrigue was in net, everybody's going to be like, yeah, it's all right. It's just Rodrigue was in net. But if you beat LA with Rodrigue in net, maybe that's where lightning in a bottle catches on. Right? I just think that there's this bit of I don't know, just a bit of an intrigue to it for me. I start him probably 6 games out of the last 8, Lotzie. Call me crazy.
Yeah, crazy. Sorry. I'm thinking he'll probably get 2 tops.
And say be realistic. All right, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
No, I think he might get 1 or 2 just to give Pickard a little bit of a break. I think you also need to see that Pickard can withstand 5, 6, 7 games in a row if a series goes that long, in case Skinner's out, right? I think Skinner will be back before the playoffs, and that'll all be fine. But if you don't have a goaltender who can go more than 3, 4 in a row entering the playoffs, it's a little bit of a risk in itself. And I just think the race is too tight for home ice. And I think people think it makes a big difference. And it makes a difference. And I think as long as the race is as tight as it is, you'll see Pickard getting the vast majority of the starts.
Yep. You can't hurt my feelings, so you can call me crazy. And those are all fair points. Patrick, call me crazy.
I'm going to have to call you crazy, but I can totally see a situation where you don't come out crazy in this scenario. Like if if Rodrigue gets in and starts showing it and gives them confidence that he's playing really well, I could totally see him taking off and getting a bunch of starts in a row. Like if he played 1 period that was against Seattle, the Seattle game where he lost. But they've already announced that Calvin Pickard will start tomorrow against San Jose. So Pickard is starting tomorrow night. So we don't know that. So I can't see them starting him against LA. But like you said, that could be the start of something. But with playing San Jose twice, with playing Anaheim, the rumor was that Rodrigue might get Anaheim, so that could be the start of something. I mean, if he plays really well against the Ducks, maybe they give him St. Louis and then see how it goes there. But I think it will also be telling of where Stuart Skinner is at if they're giving Rodrigue more starts, because I think then they know that they got to be testing him out a bit more. If we're seeing Rodrigue get more than 1 or 2 starts, then they're worried about Skinner, and it's going to be Rodrigue and Skinner, or Rodrigue and Pickard in the playoffs. So I think the next few games will tell us a lot. But to answer your question directly, I think you're crazy right now, but I can, like I said, I can see scenarios where you don't become crazy in the next little while.
Fair enough. Lotzi, who would you start against each of the next 2 teams, San Jose, Vancouver, or San Jose and Los Angeles? I forgot to ask you.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Pickard and Pickard.
You go roll them out 5 in a row?
Yeah, I'm rolling them out 5 in a row. I want to see what we have in Rodrigue, but I kind of want the race to be sealed before we do that.
Okay. Patrick, who would you start in each of those 2 games?
I would have started Rodrigue against San Jose, but like I said, Tony Brower in that release where I got the other information from, he was saying that Pickard is starting tomorrow. So, yeah, I would have given Rodrigue San Jose, but it sounds like he's getting Anaheim. So I wouldn't start him against LA right now, just how important those games are.
But Brian's logical, and he's probably correct as well. He's probably getting 2 starts at the most for the rest of the season. In fact, he might only get 1. Like, maybe it's just the Winnipeg or Los Angeles back-to-back.
Depends on when Skinner comes back.
Yeah, that's the biggest factor is when Skinner comes back.
Well, yeah, I mean, and all of this is all kind of with the hypothetical that Stu's not ready until the playoffs, right? So, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like he could maybe only play 1 or 2 games. Well, why not throw him out against LA? And if it's a loss, so be it. And maybe that's your experiment.
Well, I think these guys have looked good enough where you can probably feel comfortable resting Skinner for the rest of the year if you have to. I'm not worried about having Pickard and Rodrigue close out the year.
If Skinner isn't ready until the playoffs, Calvin Pickard's going to have more wins at the end of this season than Stuart Skinner, you guys. Stuart Skinner has 24 wins. Pickard has 19 right now. Pretty good for a backup.
I think Pickard's been amazing as a backup this year.
19 and 8, 269, 899 save percentage.
Yeah.
He's done what we needed of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and more.
He's been solid.
Because of this.
His game last night was outstanding,
I
thought he was a big part of it.
In the last 8 games, go 5 or 6 wins. Pickard's going to have more.